Hey guys, what's up? GreenMachineSam back with another video, and today we are going to be discussing Week 1 of the Chicago Bears NFL season taking on the Tennessee Titans. Now, of course, with the game being over, I'm going to be discussing the whole, outcome of the game, stuff I saw, stuff I think needs improving, my reaction just to the game as a whole. But a message I want to put out there first and foremost before I say anything else is this. It's not that if I dislike a player, it's because I dislike them as a football player, or I don't think they're good. That doesn't mean I'm rooting against you. That doesn't mean I think you are, a dog shit human being. I'll never say somebody's a bad human being off the field unless they are one, right? Unless there's evidence of them being a terrible person. I'm never going to take your football playing skill and relay that off the field and think you're a bad person or root against you, right? I'll say this anytime, anywhere. They are doing something that I wish I could still be doing, so I'm never going to root against somebody trying to live out their dream. That's just simple as that. If I say you're a dog shit player and I want you cut, it's because I don't think you're a good enough football player to be on the Chicago Bears. That's how I see things. So let's get into things. First and foremost, of course, the defense shows out, one of the only teams in NFL history to come back from 14 points with no offensive touchdowns. The last time it happened was the Chicago Bears back in 2006. So it's just kind of crazy to see that happen. It happened last time against the Arizona Cardinals for us. So that's kind of crazy to say the least. No offensive touchdowns, of course, is the big thing here. The offense not really getting going as much. I think less than 200 total combined yards for the offense. So not a good showing for the offense. Some notes that I took during the game, of course, was that the outside the run defense in the first half, they really showed up. I think the second half they became even better of a defense as a whole. They kind of shut stuff down, and of course, the Tennessee Titans started throwing the ball more. It seemed like in the second half, and getting away from that run. And we just had a little bit more success, it felt like. Like I said, I think the linebackers are good. I think the defense back group is good. I think the edges are fine. I think up the middle still needs a little bit more securement and stuff like that. I don't think we're at 100% yet. I still like Zach Pickens. I still like Gervon Dexter. I still like Andrew Billings. I just don't think they're quite at the level we need them to be at the current moment. But that's not really on them. They're still developing. Two of the three guys that I just named are very, very young and only in their second year. It's going to take some time to develop. I'm going to give them a little bit more time, but we will need to see some improvements in the inside to medium, inside zone run plays. I think were some of our biggest problems. And, I just need them to play better as well as not get up to the backers. I think not letting those O-linemen be able to get up to the back, especially against a weaker offensive line. I think that's something we definitely need to address. Tackling definitely suspect there in the first half. I don't know if it was just some of the starters getting into those fitments and, not really having a whole ton of hitting probably up to this point. So there's, this is like their first major time hitting at full speed and stuff. It definitely looked better as the game went on, but tackling was definitely suspect, and I would like to see them wrap up a little bit better, especially if, you don't know if those hits are going to really land and force a player out. DB shown up against a very good unit, of course, with Calvin Ridley and, Treylon Burks, Tyler Boyd, DeAndre Hopkins, Chig Okonkwo. That's a pretty good unit. I wouldn't say it's like one of the upper echelon units, but all around it's a good unit, right? You don't have really a bad player on that unit. When Treylon Burks is your fourth receiver coming into the game, I think that's a pretty good situation going forward. But the DBs definitely showed up. They definitely played well enough. There was a couple plays here and there that I wish would have been played a little bit better, but the outcome was still what we wanted, which is very nice. And then Darrell Taylor, what a fucking steal. I didn't think we should have given up a 6th-round pick, as I thought maybe he was probably going to be a cut candidate for Seattle, but I'm glad we did now at this point. Darrell Taylor fucking showing up, having a very good week 1. I guess it's just the number 52 jersey for the Chicago Bears. In your debut, you're going to have a good game, I guess. That's all I can really say at this point. On the offensive side of the ball, Shane Waldron needs to have more confidence in Caleb Williams. I think there was multiple times where Shane Waldron would kind of just play it conservative with Caleb. Now, look, I get it. He's a rookie and stuff, and he's going to have the rookie yips and everything. If this is the guy, and if you guys do expect him to develop, being on the field and actually running the offense, I think you need to definitely let him play how he's going to play. Let Caleb throw some, but put limits on it, right? Don't, tell him just to go out there and run the same way that he was running at USC and throwing the football and stuff like that. But I definitely think you should let him take some shots. You definitely should let him get into the rhythm with these receivers. You can do as much practice as you want, but it's never live. You're going to develop more, and you're going to be able to, make connections live in games better than you will in practice. So we definitely should let him throw the ball some. Next is Velus Jones. I was calling for his head last year, and I still don't understand why he wasn't cut. There's plenty of speed out there in the NFL. Go find another guy. I promise you another guy won't drop the ball as much as anybody else. And DeAndre Carter has proven, I think, just on kickoffs alone and punts and returns and stuff, that he is the guy. He's probably not as fast as a Velus Jones because he is, pushing 30 or is 30, somewhere around there. But Velus Jones just isn't it. And I don't understand why he's getting playtime over a guy like Khalil Herbert. I know Roschon Johnson was actually out and inactive, so I can't be like, oh, why is Roschon not getting any playtime? Because he was out. But I would rather see Travis Homer at this point than fucking Khalil Herbert. Not saying Travis Homer is bad. He's just more of a special teamer than anything else. But and one thing I'll say about Khalil Herbert is if we don't plan on using him, if Velus Jones really is a part of the plan, if Roschon Johnson, DeAndre Swift, and Travis Homer are really part of the plan at the running back position, I'd rather see Khalil Herbert get shipped off to a different team. Just from the standpoint of, as a Bears fan, I never want any of these guys to not succeed. I'll never openly come out and be like, I don't want this guy to succeed because he's a bad football player. If he's a bad human being, I'll talk shit all the live long day, right? I want Khalil Herbert to succeed. I was calling for him to get more touches in the last season of, David Montgomery's tenure with the Bears. I was calling for Khalil Herbert to basically take the reins at the later half of the season and give him virtually the starting role and let him go out from there. We didn't really get a good look at him, to be fair. I would like to see him go to a running back needy team if we don't plan on using him. That's just something I would prefer as a Bears fan. I would like to see him to go off to a team. Now, what is that team off the top of my head? I have no actual clue. But Khalil Herbert, I would like to see more from. Where are the tight ends? It just never felt like they would get going. Also, why keep a fullback if you're not going to play some downhill power football? I just don't understand this. And the tight end rotation is very weird right now. I understand that Gerald Everett might get a little bit more playing time than what we're used to from the backup tight end, based on, just knowing the offense and this scheme maybe a little bit better. I would definitely understand that. But it definitely does feel like Cole Kmet just wasn't out there a whole ton. And I don't know. And then, seeing Kari Blossom game, I think 1 or 2 snaps. I don't understand keeping him around if you're going to not run a fullback heavy scheme. I don't really understand that. And one of the last things I'll talk about for the offensive side of the ball is that this is something I tweeted out to, which if you guys didn't know, I do tweet out some stuff. I do have Twitter. Go check that out. I'm going to be trying to use it a little bit more. I'm going to try to use it for roster updates and stuff like that a little bit more, so that you guys know what's going on with the channel and with the roster updates and stuff like that more and more. But I basically said, you can't start at your own 43, 48, and 34 and only come away 3 points, right? You start in field goal position one of the 3 times, and the other 2 times it's only going to take 20-ish yards to get into field goal range. You just cannot let that happen in this league. And then even if you do start at those positions, even if you come away with 9 points, that's still even a lot of points on the board with, very, very good starting field position. When your special teams get you into those situations, you definitely need to come away with more than just 3 points. The O-line is still a very big problem. Maybe they underestimated this Titans defensive line. I definitely underestimated Sebastian Joseph Day, as well as, of course, Sweat, their new rookie from Texas. I definitely underrated his pass rush ability, and he definitely showed up bigger than anybody else. Arden Key definitely played well. Harold Landry played well. Jeffrey Simmons, of course, played well. But I don't know if it was the offensive line not respecting the Titans defense enough, but The O-line definitely did not look great in their first showing this season. Special teams, of course, showed up. Torrey, Cairo, and of course, everybody else. DeAndre Carter coming up big. Daniil. Is it Daniel or is it Daniil Hardy? The backup edge linebacker combo. DeAndre Carter, like I said, saved us, all that fun stuff. I have a couple of adjustments for the front office as well as the coaching staff. Please cut Velus Jones. The experiment has failed. Speed doesn't kill if you can't control the ball and if you can't hold on to the ball. It's just as simple as that, right? A car that can go super duper fast but can't stop and can't fucking turn doesn't do you any good. If you're running a circle race, if you put a car that can go fast in a straight line but can't fucking turn or brake on a F1 course, they're not going to do very well. Just putting that out there. Start looking for DT and O-line help as soon as possible. See what teams might be willing to move on from a defensive tackle that maybe is on an offensive guard or center. Look at some of the teams that might be willing to give a player that's on a expiring contract up, that we could maybe see if we could get a deal done, especially if they're good. See if we can even get maybe somebody in there if a team does end up selling a decent player. I would say, like Nate Davis, I still don't like him. I don't love Tevin Jenkins right now. He looks a little stiff. And Coleman Shelton just fucking got walked back to the QB multiple times. I don't love that interior right now. I'll say that much. Eberflus, put your playmakers on the field. Stop with this rotational bullshit. I don't want to see Velus Jones and Travis Homer and DeAndre Carter as much. Like, don't get me wrong, DeAndre Carter definitely played very well. And then, when Keenan Allen had those injury yips, I understand Tyler Scott was out and DeAndre Carter would be the next one up. But just early in that game, I was seeing way too much of the rotational bullshit. Put your best players on the field. I understand if they need a break, get them off the field. But get your best playmakers out there. I'm tired of seeing this rotational bullshit. Put your best players out there. Let them go to work and trust your fucking playmakers. It's as simple as that. I don't understand why we're not trusting, guys like DJ Moore. Get him the fucking football. It's not that hard to get DJ Moore the fucking football. Run some curls, run outs, run some drags. He excels in that department. Go get him the fucking football. Go get Keenan Allen the football. Go get Roma Dunze the football. Komet, Swift, Herbert. Go get all these guys the fucking football. We went out and spent all this capital on getting these fucking playmakers. We went out and got Everett. We went out and got Swift. We went out and got Allen and Odunze. Go spread the fucking football around. Go get them the football. Let them go make fucking plays. Stop trying to win with all this rotational stuff. Like I said, if somebody needs to come off the field, that's fine. But I'm tired of seeing all these rotational guys. It was the same thing last year, seeing a rotation of wide receivers. Holy fuck. Let a group stay out there. If they are playing good, and if they are not tired, do not take them out for no fucking reason. I understand taking them out for different, formations and stuff. Stop putting rotational guys out there. I don't want to see Mercedes Ludus unless we go to a 3 tight end set. Even then, I would rather see Kari Blossom game out there as a 3rd tight end. Unless we are going to 3 tight ends and a fucking fullback, there is no reason for Mercedes Lewis to be out there. I understand he's a good veteran. He's probably a good leader, all that fun stuff. Please stop sending that motherfucker out there in 1 tight end sets. It's so fucking annoying. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video or you guys want to stick around and talk more Bears, stick around and subscribe. I'll be back with more videos like this. But for now, I'm out. Peace.